All right. Good evening, IHSA football family. It is time now for DuPage Run and Shoot Show, episode 5, week 5, IHSA football season. We are in some crazy times. It is week 5. My name is Peter Leinweber, aka Coach Big Pete, publisher of Deep Dish Football and deepdishfootball.com. Make sure you follow Coach Big Pete and Deep Dish Football on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Also, make sure you follow DuPage Run and Shoot Show on Twitter and Facebook. Now, for my esteemed co-host, Mr. Codo, please take it away.
No, it's not beer. It's a soda.
Good.
Well, what's going on, everyone? This is Patrick Codo, the co-host of DuPage Run and Shoot. I'm also a sports reporter over at NCTV 17, so you'll definitely see us at a lot of the games. You know, if you want to find me, you can find me on Facebook, X, Instagram, and, don't forget to check out my, the Codo's Mojo. We are also on Facebook, X, and Instagram. And if you want to email me, pcodo at nctv17.org. You can say hello or throw those imaginary batteries at me.
And he's still wearing that very ugly-ass 49ers jersey.
It's George Kittle. Come on. I love George Kittle.
I'm joking. I like George Kittle, too. All right, let's get with the scores of week 4. Glenbard West 13, Lions Township 10. We knew this was going to be a tough game for Lions, but we're happy to see Glenbard West get the W. They're actually playing right now against Leiden. Sir, what do you think?
Okay, first and foremost, talk about a much-needed win.
Yes.
Glenbard West needed that win. Ben Cesario blocked LT's game-tying field goal. Line strike first to go up 7-0. Then Danny Carroll, from a 1 yard out, got the big touchdown at the end, and it was a pretty big defensive battle. So happy to see Glenbard West get there, because I'm going to be honest, they cannot afford a 1-3 start.
No, and you
got to get some players back too. They are dealing with injuries.
And what you said is perfectly in Glenbard West again. I think they're currently still winning against Leiden. And again, this was a much-needed win against Lions and a much-needed win against Lion. Congratulations, Glenbard West. West Chicago 56, Fenton 28. West Chicago 2 wins right now. They're 2-2. Not bad. Again, steady growth every season. Coach Chavez, big shout to him. Big shout to West Chicago on a big win over Fenton. What do you think, sir?
Well, first and foremost, I don't think I've ever seen West Chicago score 56 points before.
Yeah.
Once I first heard of them, I was like, okay. And then they're just bad. I'm like, this team dropped 56? What?
Yep.
And Fenton beat them by 1 point last year. So nice redemption for the Wildcats.
Yes.
To win. Offense looked really good. Progress.
Yep. It's a good thing. And again, at the Fenton, they're actually playing tonight too.
What the fuck is going on with these Thursday night games?
I know, but it's not as much as last week. Last week was just so many.
I was gonna say I did not expect to see that many. Hey, people, let's respect the officials, please. They're human.
No, definitely.
We really need to tighten up security just to protect our innocent officials.
Yes, I agree. All right, IC, Nazareth Academy. We knew this was going to happen, but IC gets the big win, 36-34 in overtime. Wow.
Well, a game, this is no surprise. No lead was safe. We needed overtime. Again, never count out Nazareth. Sure, they're 0-4, but they are a damn good football team.
And they've had so many heartbreaking losses. And again, IC is undefeated. And they're now entering. They've entered into that Chicago.
The defense was on thin ice, though. I feel like this was a much-needed game for their defense.
Yes.
So Lauren said, you're not going to blow everyone out all the time.
Yes.
You guys got to be ready for games like this.
Yes.
I'm not saying that, they won, which is good, but their offense had their back, which is, good to see.
And I told it, you hit it on the head, Codo. This is a great game for IC. This is basically a little bit of a warning shot across the bowels saying, okay, we got to get everything together. And again, sometimes teams enter a game, high school teams enter a game, they get a little bit sloppy. This was a great warning shot for IC.
Pete, they're teenagers. What do you expect? They got to learn.
Yeah. And again,
they have to learn their mistakes. And, IC learned it the hard way. Yes, they won, but a lot to take away from this game.
And again, next one, Fenwick 17, St. Francis 16. St. Francis is now 2-2. Fenwick with the big win. Reek Hill, big game. What do you think, sir?
Nice comeback win for Fenwick, trailing 16-7, and they finished. As long as they come away with the W, that's all that matters. Although for Fenwick, might want to put a full game together.
Yeah. And
then St. Francis, finish your game. I feel like the past couple of games, they pulled away.
Yeah.
Again, a few of their wins against Sterling and St. Lawrence.
Yeah.
Well, they let this one get away from them.
And again,
you can't do that.
And again, with the St. Francis team, I like to see a little bit more, again, develop the ground game. That's going to be huge for them in these upcoming weeks, especially when it's colder weather. Montini 21, Bennett 10. Montini is undefeated. Big win for Montini. What more can you say about the Broncos, Codo?
Well, first and foremost, last week we talked about tales of two halves. This was also tales of two halves. Well, first and foremost, the Broncos need to get off to a better start.
Yeah.
Down 10-0 at the half, thanks to Pat Patello, Hail Mary touchdown catch he had. I mean, still scored the touchdown, but it was caught off the ricochet. So Bennett got lucky to have a touchdown. And then Montini outscores them 21-0 in the second half. Carbonero and Santonio Florio had two of the Broncos touchdowns. So, I feel like once Montini got that first touchdown, they even had a fumble recovery in the game. They turned it on that second half. The coach definitely chewed them a new one in halftime. And it's good to see Montini, surpass the wins they had in the past 2 seasons.
And again, with Montini football, for me, I think Santino Floro is developing into one of those historic top Montini receivers that we've had in the history of that great program. Santino Floro is going to be one of those things that you need to know about. I also think that too, Carbonero, the quarterback,
right,
extended exponentially. Kid's only a junior. He's going to go in even more to his senior season, but Montini is looking really good this for week 5,
which is the Montini we've expected to see in the last 2 seasons.
Yep. Chicago Hope Academy, wow, 30. Wheaton Academy 29. Chicago Hope Academy gets the upset.
And then we go back to the eye opener. Shit of things.
Yeah, this was a crazy score. I wasn't even expecting this. I thought Wheaton Academy was going to handle it.
Apparently, they missed the Wheaton Academy missed the point after, which that's a big hurt.
Yeah,
but props to quarterback Eddie Jenkins for Hope Academy, 262 yards and 2 touchdowns. Good to see some of these small schools, pick up, get noticed upon. You know what I mean?
And Chicago Hope had their first game was a tough loss, but now they bounced back.
Where in Chicago is that school?
Chicago Hope?
Yeah.
Southside, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, great.
It's right by they got a lovely facility. They got a beautiful field too. But they were supposed to get it at state last year. They got upset. I think it was in the semifinals. It was the semifinals. They lost.
After the end.
Yeah. And so again, this Chicago Christian Conference is getting a little bit crazy, and Marion Central Catholic is warming up as well. Yeah. Next one, Marquette 55, Westmont 6. No surprise.
Oof. That's all I gotta say. Oof.
No surprise. Geneva 41, Lake Park 7. Geneva gets the big win. Geneva right now, they're in the driver's seat of the Duquesne Conference. What do you think, sir?
Well, a lot of teams in the driver's seat with the Duquesne Conference, Pete. I mean, Geneva doing, Geneva things. Taylor, hopefully I'm saying this name right, dominates with 119 yards receiving and 2 touchdowns. Again, the Lancers try to get something going, but
yeah,
it's just too much. Geneva's a good football team.
Yeah, and again, it's too it's two teams in different areas right now in the progression of the program. Lake Park, I believe Lake Park's got one more season, but again, they're doing the right things. Geneva's just a superior team, and that Geneva Batavia game is going to be one hell of a game.
Believe for Lake Park since they played
Yeah. Yeah.
I was just gonna say, hopefully for Lake Park, since they just played, two really good football teams in Batavia and Geneva, they can definitely learn a lot from this week.
Yep.
They have some winnable games coming up.
Yep. All right. Next one. Wheaton North 35, St. Charles East 14. Not really a surprise. You surprised?
Another Duquesne Blue Blood blows it up.
Yep. Wheaton Warrenville South 41, running clock against Glenbar North is 0.
They can say the Panthers are flat this year. I really don't know what to say. Matt Kreider for the Tigers is back. Ran for 119 yards and some scores.
Yeah.
Much need to win for Wheaton South. 1-2 going into this matchup. Got a big conference win. This is their first Duquesne conference game, right?
I believe no.
Yeah, they played Simeon, Lyons Township, and no, they're second. So they're 1-1.
Yeah. So
it's a win of the conference, and those are the important wins.
And again, Matthew Kreider, he's heating up, and again, good job by that offensive line with the Tigers. DeKalb 48, Matea Valley 23.
Progress again was shown by Matea Valley. I mean, who the hell would have thought we see teams return back-to-back kick returns?
And again, I'm going to say this again. I'm waiting for, and I know Glenbar North is a little bit flat right now. I'm still waiting for a big upset from Glenbar North or Matea Valley in the Duquesne Conference. I think something's going to happen there.
You mean Duke? I was going to say, one of those teams could pull an upset.
Yep. So
Matea, you talk about Matea, upsets, this week could be that week. We'll see.
And let's get again to the world of the DuPage Valley Conference, aka let's give Coach Big Pete a heart attack. Hey, Mr. Codo. Okay, so Naperville Central 27, Waubonsie 10. Not bad. Okay. Any surprise there?
0, not 10. I don't know where you got 10 from.
10. I'm sorry, 10. 0. 0.
27-0.
Although
I'll tell you this, Pete. I'm surprised with both teams. Let me be real. I'm surprised with both teams. Central's offense, again, they found their groove. They had a 17-0 lead at halftime. It all started, though, with the Julian Johnson fumble on Central's 5-yard line. Well, Bonzi was marching. Julian Johnson had a great catch. Warriors were likely to score. Julian Johnson coughs it up, and all hope was lost from there for Waubonsie. Christian Kuda was all over the Waubonsie defense that night. Kuda even caught a touchdown, and the Redhawks finally got their running game going with Aiden Clark.
Yep.
And I know Ulrich loves to move Nick Zabilat around. He had Nick Zabilat at running back, receiver, DB. He'll put his best players in the best positions they can. You just got to let Jack cook. You know what I mean? He's a good quarterback.
Yeah, he is.
Have faith in Jack Cook. Let this kid cook.
Yep.
Let this kid cook defenses. And he definitely cooked Waubonsie's defense. Aiden Clark, cooked the defense last week. I really feel like this is a warning sign saying, hey, DVC, we got our offense rolling.
Yep.
Look out.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Central lost Gavin Wade for the rest of the years with a broken foot, but as they always say, next man up.
Next one. And again, why does Naperville do this? Why did they do this, Patrick? Neuqua Valley 17, Naperville North 7.
Why do teams turn the ball over? Holy shit. I look at the clip that my coworker, Josh Taylor, from when he covered the game on Friday, I look at the clips, I'm like, Jesus Christ, nobody wants to score. Like, there were too many terrible passes. North, I don't know what happened in North's offense. Yes, Neuqua's got a good defense, but their defense came to play.
And with I
would not say this one's a head scratcher. We'll see what happens when they go to DeKalb.
You know what? All they got to do, coaches meet up in the bar, they get a script writer, and they write a script for the DuPage Valley Conference. Each year, it changes hands. Stop beating the shit out of each other. And you might get a shot at a state title. Naperville schools, come on. Let's bring peace.
For Naperville North, they have to win a playoff game, something they haven't done since 2010.
Let's bring peace to Naperville. Come on, Patrick. Let's bring peace to Naperville.
I was gonna say, and we'd love to see peace. We haven't had a state champion in football in 10 years.
Let's all hold hands. I'll get Coach Stradle, Coach Ellinghouse,
Ulrich, Baumgartner.
Yeah. And we'll hold hands and we'll hold a Coke. And I'd like to bring the world a Coke or whatever. And we'll sing Kumbaya and all that other stuff. Let's bring peace to Naperville, Patrick. Let's bring peace. Come on, Patrick.
We'll see what kind of peace we get tomorrow night.
Coal City 41, Lyle 7. Surprise.
Oh, not really, but good Lord, Lyle. I expected better.
Bartlett 35, Elgin 14.
Wow, did Bartlett need this? Did Bartlett really need this?
They needed that win, and again,
the game was tied at 14, and the Hawks really blew it up. Joey Caputo and Isaac Harris did the dirty work on the ground, both combined for 378 rushing yards. Way to bring back the ground and pound. Love the ground and pound.
And Elgin's missing Matt Lawson, who transferred to Hoffman Estates. So yeah, Glenbard Self 57, Streamwood 6. Any surprise there?
Nothing to see here, folks.
Glenbard East 49, East Aurora 6. I thought East Aurora was going to bring the challenge. They really didn't. Glenbard East won big. What do you think, sir?
So East Aurora drops 42 the week before and scores 6 last week. Yeah, something ain't right.
Yeah.
Something ain't right.
Yep. Last Thursday, Hinsdale South 24, Addison Trail 0. Hinsdale South gaining some steam. Addison Trail not gaining steam.
Well, for Hinsdale South, this is obviously a much-needed win. They definitely learned a lot from those first 2 games, letting those 2 games get away from each other.
Yeah.
Back-to-back shutouts. I hope the Hornets had some donuts for breakfast on that Saturday.
Yeah.
Hornets, they're 2-2, which is, good to see. Should they be 4-0? Yes, but of course, shoulda, coulda, woulda. That's what learning experiences are for. Back to the drawing board, though, for AT, sitting at 2-2, but they have some winnable games coming up. So if they can turn into the Addison Trail that they were in week 1, in week 2, look out. And that test begins with Proviso East, but do not take them lightly.
Yep. DGS 28, Willowbrook 21. Willowbrook loses to DGS.
Another team with an important win. Deion Davis, 2 touchdowns on 83 yards rushing. He scored the go-ahead with, under 2 minutes to go.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I literally was shocked by this score. But Willowbrook, again, you can't give up this. You can't give up these games. And Arthur, the quarterback, he had a great game, but Deion Davis, he's on fire right now. That offensive line of DGS is gelling. So we will see. DGS is another interesting team. So is Hinsdale South. So we will see. York 56, OPRF 28. Surprise?
No, but nobody. People better be scared of York. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, and that offensive line of York is unbelievable. And I'm going to say this again. Also, Melander, Milden, the incredible backfield, great wide receivers, and overall the York defense. Cole Olsendorf, he's a star. So yeah, big shout out to York on a big win. DGN 49, Proviso West 6. DGN gets another win. They are 4-0, sir. Impressive.
Exactly. And again, nothing to see here. Nope. Besides the typical DGN beatdown.
And big shout to Coach Sharini.
I love what I'm seeing, though, for the Trojans. How about them Trojans? How about them York Dukes? Let's fucking go.
Let's go. Definitely. All right. IHSA games of the week 4. Prairie Ridge 27, Huntley 14. Huntley gets their loss. Prairie Ridge remains undefeated. Prairie Ridge.
Huntley made it a game. Huntley made it a game up 14-13 at the half, and the Wolves blew it up in the second half.
Yep.
Prairie Ridge, Joey Vanderwild. So, he made a big mistake at the end of the first half, spiked the ball when it was 4th down.
Yeah.
Cost him a mistake? Not so much. Bob Creator popped a 37-yard touchdown in the second half to give the Wolves the lead. Tavin Tinch, strip sack of the next possession. Gio Creator recovered. Wolves also did a good job milking the clock. So if you're playing against Prairie Ridge,
Yeah.
you're ready. They run the triple option a lot too, right?
Yes.
Prairie Ridge, a big triple option team.
Yeah.
And those Northern Illinois, those teams up north love to run that triple option. Holy shit.
Yep. Batavia 45, St. Charles North 21. Batavia, this was a big time win. St. Charles North, they're sliding a little bit. They're sliding.
It's early, but you can't let shit like this happen. Again, now, for St. Charles North, I mean, wasn't a bad performance. Just made some mistakes down the line. You need to play a full game, especially in this conference. You turn the ball over a shit ton of times, you ain't winning.
And again, Ryan Bowe, he's having a
60-yard touchdown to CJ Valente.
Yeah, and Valente's another player. Yeah,
Lepley with 121 rushing yards.
Yeah, it's in that offensive line at Batavia. They're looking good again. But this was a big win for Batavia. St. Charles North back to the drawing board. They play Weeder, so we'll get into that later.
We're gonna say running a lot of this shit later.
Yep. Loyola Academy 41, Brother Rice 24. Loyola Academy remains undefeated. Any surprise?
Not really.
Nah.
Although somebody's got to stop the Ramblers.
Yep. I think it's just going to be one of those years before at Loyola Mount Carmel. That game's going to be that's going to be the deciding game.
Are you sure? Wait, is the deciding game in for the conference or
yes for the conference?
Okay. Oh, maybe Loyola could run to another 2021 Lockport team, whichever team has a stout defensive line. Because I don't know, I'm still shocked about that score from 2021.
Yeah, that was absolutely crazy. Bolingbrook 21, Homewood Flossmoor 14. Bolingbrook gets their rivalry trophy, and again, Bolingbrook looking really good.
Well, I'll tell you this: their defense definitely took note after giving up 51 points to Naperville North.
Yeah. So, big win for Bolingbrook. Lincoln Way East 24, Bradley Bourbonnais 3. Surprised?
Well, I mean, their defense really brought the fire to Bradley Bourbonnais.
And Lincoln Way East.
The Griffins have a good quarterback in Braden Tisher, but they have a defense too.
Yeah, they again strong defensive culture, and this team, this Lincoln Way East team, it's good. It's a tough ass team. I'm telling you that right now. And
any Lincoln Way East team that's good, it's always going to be really tough.
Especially when Coach Z's coaching them, that's a big win for Lincoln.
Coach Z is going to coach those boys till he dies.
Agreed.
Shit, I wouldn't be surprised to see him on a wheelchair on the sidelines calling plays.
DuPage games of the week for week 5. Now, this is a little bit of a weird one. This is a bit of a weird week in DuPage like last week, but there's just some games like, what the? But okay.
Some good games.
There's some good games. Marist versus IC. Marist only has one win of the season. They take on an IC team that's pissed off after
this is going to be an offensive shootout.
Yes.
I see. Do not take Marist lightly.
Yeah, I won't.
Because it's Marist.
Yeah.
Do not take Marist lightly.
And that offensive line too. So that's going to be a key battle between that Marist offensive, Red Hawk offensive line against IC's defensive line. That's going to be a big time matchup. Juliet Catholic versus St. Francis. Juliet Catholic, Munoz, their quarterback, is having a hell of a season. That offensive line, Adrian Washington, wide receiver, Juliet Catholic, taking on St. Francis. Can St. Francis get the W against these tough-ass Hilltoppers? What do you think, sir?
This is going to be a really good game. I think we're going to see more offensive fireworks.
Yeah. I think, and again, I think. What do you say?
I say I really don't know what to say about this game because these are both evenly teams.
Yeah.
St. Francis want to get away from them. Good test coming up.
And again, Juliet Catholic, again, it's going to be, can St. Francis stop that ground game of a Juliet Catholic? That's going to be the big.
Which is never easy to do.
No, it's never.
No matter who's in the backfield for JCA, they're running those big boys.
Yep, definitely. Wheaton North versus Batavia in a big Duquesne matchup. What do you think, sir?
Pop your popcorn for this one. Max Hauser, Walker Owens, Ryan Bowe, Charles Wepley. Teams with stout defenses, team with stout fronts. Oh, baby. Oh, baby.
And I think they equal out on rushing attacks. I think, again, the big thing is going to be passing, and it's going to be Ryan Bowe versus Max Hauser. And can Max
yeah. Two quarterbacks that are definitely going to be gunslinging those balls down the field.
And can Max Hauser, again, Max Hauser step up again in this game. This is going to be a tough one, especially against that Batavia 3-4 defense. We will see what happens.
Where's the game?
What?
Where's the game?
I believe it's at Batavia, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, boy. That place is going to be electric tomorrow night.
Yep. St. Charles North versus Wheaton-Warrenville South. Wheaton-Warrenville South homecoming game. Can Wheaton-Warrenville South pull off the upset?
It's a battle of momentum and pissed off teenagers. Because Wheaton South picked up the big win, but St. Charles North is going to come in pissed off.
And this is a perfect game for St. Charles North to play. And again, the big thing, Matthew Kreider's catching fire. St. Charles North stop the run. Again, also going against Luca, their quarterback. We will see.
Boy.
It's going to be a big game. De La Salle takes on Bennett Academy. De La Salle 2-2. Bennett Academy got their loss against Montini last.
Another team that's pissed off right now is Bennett Academy. Two tough losses. This is a big game for the Red Wings.
Yep, and again, this is a big momentum game this week. Lake Park, DGN versus OPRF. What do you think?
A hungry DGN team is probably going to beat the shit out of this Husky team.
Yeah, I had a lot of faith in OPRF the first week, but again, DGN, they're just that's just a special team. Noah Battle just killing it. Lake Park versus St. Charles East. This is a battle of can we get the win and can we propel ourselves to get a shot at getting into that playoff, IHSA playoff?
For Lake Park, this is a game. This is a winnable game right here. They're pissed off after losing to two good football teams. I think this is a great opportunity for Lake Park to pick things up. We've seen good things happen. We're riding Lake Park. Let's get a win tomorrow, Lancers. Let's go.
And this is a big program build win if the St. Charles East can get it. And Steve Gocha, I forgot the wide receiver name from St. Charles East. He's a player we want to check out in that offensive line of St. Charles East.
Don't forget about McGreevy Paul or Mac Paul.
That's right. Yes, Mac Paul. That's right. So he's another quarterback to look out for. Lake Park. No, I'm sorry. Naperville Central versus Neuqua Valley in the big time Naperville rivalry thing. Again,
Defense is going to be the theme tomorrow night. Nobody gets past 20.
I think you're right on it. And again,
matchup. Neuqua's defense picked it up last week. Central's offense picked it up in the last, 1.5 games. Neuqua has owned Central for a while. Well, guess what? That Red Hawks going to steal it tomorrow night.
And that is Naperville Central alumni Patrick Codo. So if you see him, battery time. So Neuqua Valley again. And again, I forgot who was the guy? Mascari. He had a big game. That defensive line of Neuqua Valley had a big game.
They're moving him around a lot. Ellinghast is going to put him in the best position possible.
Yeah.
Miles Miskell, Ryan Moeller, Silvano Spadafora. Spadafora is a little mountain of a man. I swear to God.
Yeah, he is. And that defensive
he's hard to tackle.
That defensive line in Neuqua Valley is scary and underrated. And they're going against that Naperville Central offensive line. That's going to be a key battle. So keep an eye
out. A very underrated offensive Naperville Central line, led by Virginia commit Grant Ellinger. For some of you who may not know, Grant Ellinger is going to Virginia. Good for him. But that offensive line needs to be ready for tomorrow night. They are going to be throwing a lot of jumbo packages in. I will not be surprised to see, Coda and Oli in a lot on offense.
Glenbard South versus Bartlett. Can Bartlett get the big upset against Glenbard South?
So Glenbard South has been explosive lately, and this is going to be a big test for the Raiders.
Yeah, and the big thing will be Bartlett. Can he get the over 500 and get the big win over Glenbard South? It's going to be tough. This Glenbard South team is rolling.
Yes.
York versus Hinsdale Central at Hinsdale Central. Hinsdale Central got the big win last week, the first win. Can Hinsdale Central, the Red Devils, get the upset against the York Dukes, sir?
Well, it depends on what kind of Hinsdale Central team are we going to see. Are we going to see the week 2 and last week's Hinsdale Central? Because if we do see that, then they'll likely give York a fight. We'll see.
Yep, I think you hit it on the head. Next one. This is a bit of a big matchup. Didn't think of it last week, but this week it's looking like
it is. Teams that need wins.
Willowbrook versus Hinsdale South. Wow.
So Willowbrook had a gut-punching loss against Downers Grove South. Now all of a sudden they're in a big win against Hinsdale South. If Hinsdale South gets this win, they're be 3-2, right? If they win,
they'd
right?
be 3-2. Yeah.
Holy shit. Battle of 2-2 teams tomorrow night. That's gonna be fun to watch.
And again, like you said, gut punch, and then can they bounce back? Hinsdale South riding high after that big win against Leiden. We will see. This is going to be a big battle in DuPage County. Definitely game you got to check out. Next one, West Chicago versus Elgin. And I'm going to say this again. West Chicago has a shot to get to over 500, to be 3-2 over an Elgin team.
When was the last time they won 3 games is what I want to know.
It's been a long time.
I probably wasn't even born when they last won 3 games.
It's been a long time, my man. What do you think, sir? Yeah.
Let's go, West Chicago. Come on. We're pulling for you.
And again, it feels weird because the two teams in that area, Elgin and Larkin, it's like the wind has gone out of their sails, and that starting in the summer. This is going to be a big time game for West Chicago, and it just shows that what Coach Chavez and what that coaching staff has done with that Wildcat program has been unbelievable. IHSA games of the week, not that many. Prairie Ridge versus Cary Grove up north. Battle of the Fox Valley, undefeated teams. I don't think there's going to be much passing, Mr. Codo.
No, there won't be much passing, Pete. Instead, it's the 2 famous words in the game of football: triple option.
Yep.
I swear to God, those both defensive coordinators did not sleep this week. They are going to do what they can to shut down that triple option. And
again, it's going to be huge. And again,
they're likely going to be running literally the same formations all the time, since that both defenses aren't going to be able to stop it. And this is going to be a high-scoring game.
And I'll say this right now: whoever gets over 150 yards of passing wins the game.
Whoever breaks 40 points first wins.
It's going to be a great game. Next one, and this is a great game because Bloomington's bouncing.
Very underrated game. Very underrated game.
Yep. Normal versus Bloomington. Normal community undefeated. The Ironman kicking ass. Bloomington 3-1. What do you think, sir?
Well, Normal dropped 63 points last week on Peoria, which is impressive to do. Yeah. Bloomington's offensive scary, A.J. Gordon with over 500 yards and has 2 receivers with over 100 yards receiving. Keontae Hamilton with 208, and he's only a sophomore. Bloomington finished their last 2 games. They outscored Peoria and Notre Dame 22-6. They outscored Danville 24-7 after a 7-all tie after the first quarter. So we could see a good game tomorrow night. And, Normal has owned Bloomington for a while, but you know what? Let's show some love to Bloomington. Let's see some upset magic.
And that Bloomington coaching staff has those kids believing. Again, it's been impressive with what Bloomington's done. And again, they're believing this season. And Normal's just absolutely a beast. They are a beast. Cooper Caraway, linebacker, is a player you got to keep an eye out for, kneecap as well. So again,
Normal has also beaten some high quality teams. Besides Peoria, they beat Sacred Heart Griffin.
Yes. So
which is impressive.
Very impressive. Next one, Carmel versus Mount Carmel. Carmel Corsairs take on the Mount Carmel Caravan. Both teams undefeated. Can the Carmel Corsairs with Coach McKee get the big time upset?
I'm going upset alert, Pete. For Carmel, they are off to a great 4-0 start. Want to get a big win? This is your opportunity tomorrow night.
And again, this is a great game, but I think the big important thing is Carmel's defensive line. They got to stop Darian Dupree. They got to stop that running attack. They have the second.
They got to stop everything in Mount Carmel.
Yep. That big game, this game is going to be very dependent on the Carmel Corsair defensive line. Again, it's going to be a battle in the trenches. It's a game to look out for. It's going to be one of the best games in the state of Illinois. All right, we got one question from Dave Walker in Naperville. Who has the best offensive offense in the DuPage Valley Conference?
Best offense in the DuPage Valley Conference?
Yes.
It's a great question. Great question. Safe to say Naperville North. Sure, they played like shit against Nequa, but their offense showed some progress. I mean, they exploded against Bolingbrook, exploded against Home and Flossmoor. They had some positives against Loyola. Central's offense still has some work to do. Well, Bonzi's offense took a giant step back last week. I mean, their offense looked promising against Oswego East, Plainfield East, and Home and Flossmoor, and then took a giant step back. Yeah, I'd say North.
Okay.
Sure, they're 2-2, but I'd say North as of now, though. Well, I feel like that'll change down the road if Central's offense can keep rolling.
Do you see? Can you see a sign of Nequa Valley improving where they could be number one in offense? What do you feel about that?
I don't know. I really don't know. They've been they're a shaky 2-2 team.
Okay.
First of all, their offense couldn't score against. They scored 17 points in their first 3 games. Got shut out to Oswego, limped past Manuka, and dropped 7 against Lincoln Way East.
Yeah.
We'll see. But right now, that offense is Naperville North.
Yeah. Okay. You heard from the word of mouth of the Naperville god, Patrick Codo. We got to bring peace to Naperville. But that is it for the show, episode 5. My name is Coach Big Pete, a.k.a. Pierre Lambert of Deep Dish Football. Make sure you follow Coach Big Pete and Deep Dish Football on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. My email is coachbigpetefp@gmail.com. Mr. Codo, please give them your information, sir.
This is Patrick Codo, the co-host of the DuPage Run and Shoot. Find me on Facebook, X, and Instagram. Don't forget to check out my podcast, Codo's Mojo. We're also on Facebook, X, and Instagram. And if you got any questions, email me at pcodo@nctv17.org.
At the notch, at halftime, tomorrow, we'll be done with half the season.
Where are you going to be at tomorrow night, Pete?
Crazy times. I actually might be stopping by the Nazareth game.
Hell yeah, let's go.